Imagine teaching a dog a new trick. You give it a treat when it does something right, and over time, it learns. What if I told you that's exactly how artificial intelligence learns too? But instead of treats, AI learns from data. Welcome to this video, where we'll break down how AI actually thinks in the simplest way possible. No complex math, no tech jargon, just a fun, easy-to-follow explanation of machine learning. Let's dive in. What is AI? First things first, what even is AI? Imagine you have a super smart assistant that never gets tired, never forgets anything, and can process tons of information in seconds. That's artificial intelligence. It can recognize patterns, make decisions, and even learn from experience. But here's the catch: AI doesn't think like humans. It doesn't have emotions, creativity, or common sense. Instead, it's like a really advanced pattern-spotting machine. But how does it do that? Analogy to deep understanding: think of AI like a detective solving a mystery. A detective doesn't feel or understand emotions the way humans do. Instead, they look for clues, gather evidence, and connect the dots to figure out what's going on. Example: if AI is trying to recognize a cat in a picture, it doesn't know what a cat is in the way we do. It just notices patterns. This shape looks like ears, this part looks like whiskers, and based on past clues, I think this is a cat. How AI learns. Think of AI like a baby learning to recognize animals. If you show a baby pictures of cats and say, "This is a cat," eventually, the baby will start recognizing cats on its own. Machine learning works the same way, but with way more data. Analogy to deep understand: imagine you're teaching a toddler what a dog is. At first, they don't know what a dog looks like. So, you show them different pictures of dogs and say, "This is a dog." The more dogs they see, the better they get at recognizing them. But in the beginning, they might get confused and call a cat a dog. Over time, they refine their understanding. AI learns in the same way, but instead of a few pictures, it looks at millions of examples to learn patterns and make predictions. Let's break it down into 3 simple steps. Step 1: feeding AI data, giving it food for learning. AI learns by looking at tons of examples. Imagine we want AI to recognize apples. We show it thousands of pictures of apples and tell it, "These are apples." The more examples it sees, the better it gets at recognizing them. Step 2: spotting patterns, finding the clues. After seeing many apples, AI starts noticing patterns. Apples are usually round, red, or green. It looks at colors, shapes, textures, and even tiny details to figure out what makes an apple. Analogy to deep understanding: imagine a detective trying to solve a mystery. They look for clues, fingerprints, footprints, or missing items, to figure out what happened. AI does the same thing with pictures, spotting patterns and key details to recognize objects. Step 3: making predictions. AI takes a guess. Once AI has learned enough, we test it. We show it a new image and ask, "Is this an apple?" If AI gets it right, great. If it gets it wrong, we correct it and keep training until it becomes super accurate. Analogy to deep understand: think of a child learning new words. At first, they might call every round fruit an apple, even if it's an orange. But with practice, they get better at knowing the difference. Types of machine learning: the 3 main ways AI learns. Not all AI learns the same way. There are 3 main types of machine learning, and I promise, they're easier to understand than you think. Let's break them down with fun, easy analogies. Supervised learning, learning with a teacher. Imagine a student in school learning a new subject. The teacher gives them a set of flashcards, each with a word and its definition. The student studies these cards and takes a test where the answers are already known. If they make a mistake, the teacher corrects them and explains why. Over time, the student becomes better at recognizing the correct answers. This is how supervised learning works. The AI is given labeled data, examples with clear answers. It learns from these examples and improves over time. For instance, if you train an AI to recognize cats, you feed it thousands of pictures labeled cat or not cat. The AI studies these examples and eventually learns to identify cats on its own. Unsupervised learning, learning without a teacher. Now imagine a student who finds a big box of puzzle pieces but doesn't know what the final picture looks like. Instead of being told what to do, they start sorting the pieces based on color, edge shapes, and patterns, slowly forming groups. Eventually, they notice that certain pieces fit together and form meaningful images. This is how unsupervised learning works. Instead of having labeled data, the AI must find patterns and similarities on its own. It sorts things into groups based on shared characteristics. For example, if you show AI thousands of animal pictures without any labels, it will notice that some have fur, some have feathers, and others have scales. It won't know what dog or fish means, but it will naturally create groups based on similarities. Reinforcement learning, learning by trial and error. Ever played a video game where you had to learn the best strategy through trial and error? Imagine a child learning to ride a bicycle. The first time they try, they might fall. But each time they ride, they adjust their balance, speed, and posture based on past experiences. Eventually, they figure out how to stay upright and ride smoothly. This is how reinforcement learning works. AI learns by making mistakes and adjusting based on rewards and penalties. If the AI makes a good move, it gets a reward, like points in a game. If it makes a mistake, it gets a penalty and adjusts accordingly. This is how AI learns to play chess, drive autonomous cars, or even control robots. It continuously tries different actions, learns from the outcomes, and improves over time. So, to recap, supervised learning is like a student learning with a teacher and flashcards. Unsupervised learning is like a student sorting puzzle pieces without knowing the final image. Reinforcement learning is like a child learning to ride a bike through trial and error. Each type of learning has its own strengths and is used in different AI applications. AI in everyday life. Where do we see machine learning? AI is all around us, and you probably use it every day without even realizing it. From the moment you wake up and check your phone to when you watch Netflix at night, AI is working behind the scenes to make life easier, faster, and smarter. AI in your everyday life, real-world examples. Personal assistants, Siri or Alexa. Have you ever asked Siri or Alexa to set a timer, check the weather, or play music? These voice assistants use AI to understand what you say and respond intelligently. They even learn your preferences over time, YouTube and Netflix recommendations. Ever noticed how Netflix or YouTube suggests videos and shows you might enjoy? That's AI at work. It studies what you watch and recommends similar content to keep you entertained. Spam filters in emails. Ever wonder how Gmail knows which emails are spam and which ones are important? AI scans emails for suspicious words, links, and patterns to block spam and keep your inbox safe. Self-driving cars. Self-driving cars use AI to see the road, detect traffic signs, and make driving decisions. They learn from millions of driving scenarios to get better at avoiding accidents. Can AI really think like humans? Here's the big question: can AI actually think like a person? The answer is, not really. AI is amazing at learning from data, but it doesn't have emotions, creativity, or true understanding. It doesn't think like us, it just follows patterns and calculations. But who knows? Maybe one day AI will get even closer to human thinking. And there you have it. AI may not think like humans, but it learns in fascinating ways. Now you understand the basics of machine learning, and you'll never look at AI the same way again. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tech explained in simple ways. See you next time.